Hi everyone. So this is my work in progress video. It's more of a behind the scenes really, to show you how I put together my little animation. So I just want to quickly go over the overview of what my animation was all about. Really, it wasn't so much about the story. There is a little story there. And as you probably know, I like talking about like empathy, sharing, friendship, that type of thing for little children really. So there is a little story there about sharing. But for me, this animation was really about trying a different animation technique, and I kind of wanted to see if it was possible with inside Cartoon Animator. So the first thing that I did was put together a little script. It's just about 1.5 minutes long, so the script is about 1.5 pages. So I put together a script, and then what I did is I found some voice actors that could do the narration and also the children. So I edited that together into a timeline. And then what I did, it might be a bit of a strange way to do this, but I didn't put together a storyboard as such because I'm actually not a very good drawer. I can draw in Photoshop, but I'm not very good at pencil and paper to do storyboards. So what I tend to do is I take the audio, put that inside After Effects. I make a little composition for each shot. So I kind of do an edit before I even animate, so I can kind of see how the shots are going to, well, the timing of the shots and how they're going to edit. So it looks a bit weird, but that's what I do. And then once I've got that, I then cut the audio into little sections, basically for each shot or scene that I want to animate, purely so I could do the lip syncing. I then designed the characters in Photoshop using a template to start off with, but then I do my own little animation, my own little drawing style in it, which, as you probably know, is a lot of textures and things like that. So once I've got the characters designed in Photoshop, I've got all the layers and all the folder structure, in the right way, bring the characters inside Cartoon Animator, bring the audio files inside Cartoon Animator, and then I let the software do the auto lip sync. Now, it does a really good job of getting the bare bones of the lip sync sorted for you, but then what I do is I go inside the actual, the sprites for each, movement of the mouth, and then what I do is I delete the files that don't work, and ones that might not work properly, they might be correct, but they might not look right, is I then swap them out for different ones. So that's what I do for the mouth animation. And then when it comes to the animation, I use a lot of the pre-made motion files. There's a lot of really good ones on the marketplace. That's not a sales pitch, but it's true. There is a lot on the marketplace. And as you know, you can also use 3D motion files inside Cartoon Animator. So in this project, I didn't actually use any of the 3D files because I didn't really need them. But the option is really good that it's there. And so I use a lot of the pre-made motion files, and then I do make some of my own motion files. And then what I do is I do tweak the pre-made motion files a little bit. So because sometimes the arms and the legs might not be quite right. They might work really well on some characters, but not on some of the characters that I might make. So I do modify them a little bit. So once I've got the characters animated, that's a lip syncing, the movements, and when they're interacting with each other, I then use a brilliant plugin. If you haven't got it, highly recommend getting it. It's my favourite plugin from Cartoon Animator, and that's the export to After Effects. Now the reason why I like it so much is because I use After Effects all the time. So I export each scene or each shot, depending on how I'm doing the edit. I export them for After Effects, and also the image sequence. When you do that, the actual files look even sharper and cleaner, so it's really good to do that. So I export to After Effects, bring in the project, the JSON file, bring that into the After Effects project, and then I actually replace the temporary placeholders that I've got in the edit that I did before I even animated. I swap them out for the scenes that I animated in Cartoon Animator. So I get the timeline put together, I get the sequence put together, I'm updating them with the animation files, and then what I do is I put quite a few effects in After Effects, hence the name of After Effects. So I put layers in there, I might put a few overlay effects, put a few filters onto it, just to give it an extra level of the art and craft feel, because that's the type of style that I like going for. I know a lot of people do very flat designs, which is lovely. I can't do that myself, but I like doing a lot of layering. So I do that in After Effects. I put the music, then the sound effects, and then I export it. And then with Media Encoder, I make it to an MPEG-4, and then depending on where I'm going to show it, if I'm going to show it to friends or if I'm going to put it onto YouTube, I do make it an MPEG-4 but a very high resolution, just so you know the quality is really good, the best it can be, because if you're spending all this time animating, you kind of might as well make the final, you know, file quality the best you can. And then I share it onto YouTube, we transfer it to friends or colleagues, and share it really so everyone can see it. So really my pipeline, as you might call it, and the way I'll work is I do the script, then put it inside After Effects, do a rough edit with placeholders, and then I get the audio recorded, and then I bring it into Cartoon Animator, animate it, export it from via the plugin to After Effects. Inside After Effects, compile it all, put all the effects, and then export. And it is as simple as that. There might not be everyone's pipeline, but it's a pipeline that I always use for my animations, whether it's a story or whether it's a talking head explainer video. And like I said at the beginning of this work in progress behind the scenes video, this one was really because I wanted to try different animation styles. So the story isn't the best, I mean it's okay, but it's not the best story in the world, but it's more of I just wanted to try a different kind of technique out for myself, like this watercolor kind of paper look. So that's it. I hope you like it, and I hope this video has been helpful to people.